My total loans are $220,000.
How many agencies are you signed up with?
$17 an hour. Seriously? 15 years of experience. Farsi speaking. Yes, I'll hold.
This is pretty sad. It's not really anything to laugh at unless this is just some way to blow off steam when you're in a very frustrating, terrible situation of not being able to find a legal job. So first, she mentions that she finds some sort of job listing where they're offering $17 an hour. That sounds about right. Of course, granted, this video was made back in June of 2012. So one of my relatives ended up having to do document review when she moved to another state after working for a law firm for about 4 or 5 years, making pretty good money. But then she quickly found out that she couldn't even find any other attorney positions. The most she could get was a contract position working for a small law firm, which wanted to pay her $20 an hour for 30 hours a week with no benefits. So that was just so terrible that she decided she'd be better off doing document review, making $20 an hour also, but at least being able to get 40 hours or so per week.
Japanese. I think I'm gonna take the bar in another state. Probably New York, you know? Oh, I'm so lazy.
The unemployed attorney also mentions the possibility of taking another bar exam, but that seems kind of like just useless, more waste of time, waste of money. If you can't find a job in the state where you already live, where you're already a licensed attorney, then your chances of getting a job in another state is incredibly low. Most of the time, places like to hire people who are local, people who went to law school in the same state. So it's not really going to increase your chances of finding employment to take another bar exam.
Hey, would you come to a networking event with me tonight? Just do unemployment deferment.
But you've done doc review before, right?
Oh, come on, please. Have you heard of income-based repayment?
You know, at least I don't have to wear a suit.
No, ma'am. I can't afford to pay $2,500 monthly payments. Oh, for one loan. For one loan? Come on, there's gonna be alcohol. Okay, great.
I know I'm pretty lucky because my parents paid for all of my law school tuition and expenses, so it is pretty disheartening to hear this person talk about being offered $2,500 a month in payments to repay her law school loans. That's one of the terrible things about law school, especially if you go to an overpriced private school, particularly one that is not well ranked. You run the real risk of being stuck with these loans forever because they're not dischargeable even if you file for bankruptcy. I remember when we used to have JD Underground, an anonymous forum which no longer exists. Some people would talk about running off to a different country, such as Thailand, where they could live and get away from these student loans that were still chasing after them.
Try forbearance. You can always do doc review. Plumbers make more money than this. Plumbers make more money than this. Oh, here's one. In China. Screw this. I'm gonna start my own practice.
Maybe I should get my LLM.
Excuse me, are you guys hiring right now?
No, not right now. I'm sorry.
I am so broke.
That's so true. A lot of plumbers do make more than attorneys. I remember a few years ago, I think it might have been on Above the Law, where they reported a female young attorney who had been laid off in New York City, and she was advertising herself proudly as an attorney turned housekeeper. She said, "I will be your attorney and clean your toilets." And that's how desperate the job market has been. In terms of starting your own practice, though, I'm a solo practitioner. Somehow I made it for the last 14 years having my own private practice, but most people are not able to succeed at building their own law practice, especially if you start straight out of law school, because law school doesn't teach you much in terms of the practical aspects of practicing law, much less teaching you how to run a business. And also, most people, when they're graduating with a ton of loans, they don't have that extra money to keep themselves afloat And to try to build a law practice, it could take years before you actually start turning a profit. So it definitely is very hard. It's not for the faint of heart to just go ahead and start a law practice because you can't find a real job.
Can't even get a doctorate job. Hi, I'd like to file for unemployment. Let's start a nonprofit. Why did I ever become an attorney?
You'll get it when I get it. You'll get it when I get it. You'll get it when I get it. Okay? No.
So I should have gone to business school.
There's no guarantee that there is going to be a document review job out for you also. So a lot of these jobs will hire people, and even if they tell you that your job assignment is going to last for a month or it's expected to last a few weeks, there's still no guarantee of that. You could just find out one day that your job assignment is through, something happened so that the case has ended, so you guys are no longer needed. So just don't even come in. Nothing is guaranteed. And of course, there are no benefits. Sometimes it can be great where you get a lot of overtime and stuff, but then there could be times when you're just left hanging and there's no work to be done. In terms of her trying to get a job working at a coffee shop, that's true too, because I know some attorneys who have had to work those types of jobs, working as a waitress, a bartender part-time, even working at a grocery store, stocking shelves, being a cashier, all sorts of other jobs that you would never think that you would wind up doing once you get your JD and your bar license. And getting an LLM usually is a bad idea too, unless you think you can cut it in a field such as taxation. Now, a tax law LLM is probably the only degree that is worth getting after you get your JD, but many people are not cut out to do that, or maybe they're not interested in tax to begin with. Otherwise, I think it's a complete waste of money to get another degree on top of your JD if you can't find a job. The reason some people get an LLM is to have that additional year of writing some sort of paper that hopefully will be published in a law review. That's if you would like to get into law school teaching. And those jobs are very, very hard to come by. Most of those types of tenure track law professor jobs are meant for people who have graduated from Ivy League schools or have other advanced degrees, something special about themselves, so that they can stand out from all the hundreds of people that want to become law professors. In terms of going to business school over law school, I'm not sure if that's really such a safe bet anymore. I feel like everybody was going to business school to get their MBA about 10 to 15 years ago, and it's also become saturated where MBAs are a dime a dozen. So if she had gotten an MBA, there's no guarantee that she would have gotten a great job either. So whatever happened to Mar, the unemployed attorney who made this viral video? I left a comment on her YouTube video asking her how she was doing, but there was no response, and my comment was deleted within a couple of weeks. But it looks like she graduated from University of San Francisco Law School back in 2011. She managed to find some work working for a couple of solo practitioners and tried to start her own law practice over 4 years ago, but it doesn't seem to be in existence anymore. It also looks like she has been doing some stand-up comedy around Los Angeles. So Mar, if you're watching this, thank you so much for drawing attention to the plight of unemployed JDs or underemployed attorneys, and I hope everything is going okay for you.